guys, welcome back to Speech Time with Miss McDonald. Today we're going to read a story. We're going to answer WH questions. We're going to look back in the text so we can figure out, how do we answer these questions and where can we look to find those answers? Right now, if you're going to be participating in this video, you know what to do. Find a space in your home that's quiet so that you can focus. Make sure you have a pen and paper or a pencil and paper so that you can write your answers to our WH questions. Alrighty, friends, without further ado, we're going to read The Most Magnificent Thing. From just looking at the front cover of this book, what do you think it's going to be about? Make a prediction. A prediction means you're making an educated guess. What do you think it might be about? I see a girl. I see lots of materials. I see some tools in her pocket. What kind of prediction can we make from that? I might predict that she's collecting all of these tools to maybe do something magnificent or make something. Let's see if my prediction is right. This book is written by Ashley Spires. Let's read The Most Magnificent Thing. Oh, it's written and illustrated by her. So she wrote it and she drew the pictures. She's multi-talented. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things, he makes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it. And she makes things all the time, easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side, and then her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It's all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she's finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square, she makes it round, she gives it legs, she adds antenna. She makes it fuzzy, she makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese, but none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. Crunch! The pain starts in her finger, it rushes up to her brain, and then she explodes! It is not her finest moment. Crunch. I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure that there are no distractions. This one's all wet. This will stop that leak. This is the perfect thing to ward off bears. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes and she alerts her assistant. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It is a really magnificent thing. The end. When looking at the book, let's think about our WH questions. Well, what's the story about? That's going to be our first question. So I want you to, at this point, take your pen and your paper, and I want you to tell me what you think this story is about. Write number 1, a little period, and then give me an explanation of what you think this story is about. I'll even help you with the starter phrase. You could say, this story is about. I want you to think about, what's our main character doing? Who are our main characters? Let's locate them. This is our main character, our friend here. And what is she trying to do? What is she trying to do? What's the main point of this whole story? What is she doing throughout the whole story? Now I want you to think about, why is she mad? Why was the girl mad? What got her mad in the story? Now we're getting to the problem. What was the problem in the story? What made her so frustrated? Let's go take a gander. What was happening in the story that might have upset her a bit? What was she doing? What got her so upset? She kept trying to... What was she trying to do? Oh, you see her getting even more frustrated. And then, oh, ouch. What did she do when she wanted to quit? Instead of quitting, what did her assistant suggest that she did? What did she do instead of quitting? Let's take a peek. She got so frustrated. What did she do instead of quitting? What does it look like she might be doing in these pictures? She's sleeping, is she eating, is she walking? What is she doing? Now, when she came back from her stroll, what did she start to see? When she came back from her stroll, what did she start to see? And then, what did she eventually start to make? And then what did she make? What did she make? Okay, now I've asked you many WH questions. I'm just going to review some of the questions that I asked you. I asked you what the story was about. That was number 1. I asked you number 2, why was she mad? Why was she mad? I asked you number 3, what did she do when she wanted to quit? Number 3, what did she do when she wanted to quit? Number 4, I wanted to know what she did when she came back from the stroll. What did she see? What did she start to do when she came back from the stroll? What did she see in the sidewalk? And then I also asked you, what was the most magnificent thing that she ended up making at the end? Now, I want you to answer all of the questions that I asked in your own words. And I want you to send me back your answers. You can send me back your answers by either taking a picture of the answers that you wrote, or you could take a video of you verbally responding to the questions that were asked. If you need some help remembering what happened in our story, replay the video again so you can find your answers. Stop and pause the video so that you can figure out, what happens at this point and what happens at that point. I want you to really think about these WH questions and try to figure out, what happened in our story? When you're all done answering your WH questions, challenge yourself. See if you could retell this story to a friend, to a parent, to a grandparent, or to your sibling in your house. See if you can retell the story. I hope that this was a fun activity for you and that you maybe show me or give me a book suggestion. If there's a book that you really want me to read, I want you to tell me, okay? I hope you guys have a great day and I'll talk to you soon. See you guys.